everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play. I'm back with Jay.
Hey.
And we're going to be throwing down our first act game of Broken Contract. So Broken Contract, indie skirmish game, which pits the poor indentured miners of a evil corporation against their...
I'm sorry. The lazy, entitled, exploitive
It's
miners.
true. We got to eat last week. It was great.
Right?
Against the Black Squadron security forces meant to oppress and keep them down, which will be
Maintaining order.
maintaining order and
serving
quotas.
you, the people of Ferrum Sky.
Ferrum Sky quotas must be maintained, regardless of how many poor indentured workers it kills. So I'll be playing the breakers who are trying to get out of this mine, who've been plotting their escape for days, weeks, months, years, and you'll be playing as the Black Squadron security forces.
The good guys.
The good guys, yeah. The non-lethal force good guys. And this is Act 1, Mission 1. There's a 3-act introduction to the game. We're going to play the first act for you guys to check out, just so you can see the concept of the game, how the basic game play works, the action structure, the character cards, and all that stuff, and get an idea of how it works. So it's a game that's been in existence for a while. You can actually go and buy all the miniatures right now from Nick Brand's site, and they are super cool. We've actually painted up both our sides. He painted his Black Squadron, I painted my breakers, and he's doing a crowdfund right now to get a printed copy of the rulebook and play. So if you guys are interested, go check it out. So without any further ado, we'll show you the table, we'll show you the miniatures, and we'll get started. So here's our setup for Broken Contract and the first mission. So what it is it's all 8x8 tiles, and they can be arranged sort of Space Hulk style to create the mining layout. You don't need to have these sort of like spacers, but Nick made some out of just 2-inch styrofoam insulation that's been sort of like detailed and textured, just to give you the impression that you're inside a mine. But underneath these on the actual printable cards, there are actually like the surface of the walls and stuff as well. This just looks a little bit nicer. And then we've got our two 50-point crews that we've assembled. Here are the breakers getting ready to break out. Ha, ha. We've got Tala Kellerman on the right there. And then we've got Ari Galen with her knife and mining hammer. We've got Will Colas, who's my leader. He's inspiring. And then Trest, who's a gen mod, an indentured gen mod, who are basically like the juicers from Rifts. They're all like short lifespan, full of crazy drugs that make them all like big and strong.
See,
and
it's
huge
all
and
about
crazy.
Rifts for you now.
It is all about Rifts for me. Gotta keep it old school. Again, RPG I never played, but owned a lot of books for, because when I bought it, I thought it was a miniature game. And then over here, we have the Black Squadron security forces. We've got Mr. Billins.
So Wire Billins with his shock baton and riot shield.
We've got Zur.
With his shock gauntlets.
He's the gen mod with his big, like, shocky fists. And who's the last guy?
Officer Lamal Tulson with his crowd control repeater and baton.
Ooh, and then we have a drone, and this is
It's a surveillance drone, so it's just there to watch you. It won't do anything to hurt you, but it does have a taser on it in case I need to.
Just for, like, emergency purposes, is a taser. And this is our table all set up. So there's 2 deployment zones. One over here for the breakers, and then one over here for the Black Squadron. And then we have 1, 2, 3 exit points. And we're going to D3 to see which one's actually open. I've got rubble blocking them all right now, but we'll take the rubble away. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 barricades that can all be jumped, but they basically slow stuff down and give people cover. And then there's a container. Now, normally when you build your crew, you get to buy upgrade cards or sort of like equipment cards for people, but all of my guys are just off their shift and they've been planning this escape. They don't have any equipment on them. They're trying to steal equipment and then break out. And all of their equipment is locked after hours in this container. So I'm going to start my deployment zone over here, try and get to this container, break it open, and then get inside to get some like equipment and then escape. These guys are going to be trying to stop me from doing it. Now, for every guy who gets off the board from the exit, I get 1 VP, and I get additional VP if they're carrying a piece of equipment when they leave. So that's a big deal, but I lose a VP for killing people. If I kill people, then the guard's just going to come down harder on everybody else. I can only KO them. So if I take them to 0 wounds, they're KO'd. If I take them to -1, they're critical. And if I take them to -2, they're like super dead. So I just want to incapacitate them and knock them over. I don't want to actually kill them. And it's vice versa too. We're property, so if they do any kind of like lethal force to us, then they will also suffer VPs. So you guys get a VP for each guy that you incapacitate and like handcuff and stuff, but you get -1 VP for every person that's critical.
I own you. You're like my sofa.
It's my sofa, exactly. And that's the basic structure for this mission. The only other key feature on here is this little red button, and that's the alarm. That's going to be real important for the Black Squadron because they only start with half their crew. So you're going to divide them in 2 groups, and you get to roll a d6 right now. 1 to 3, it'll be group on the left. 4 to 6 will be group on the right.
Okay, so it's 1 to 3.
It's 4 to 6, so it's going to be Billings and
Lamal.
Okay. So next up, you have your setup, and everybody has a sort of like handler card. This is a micro skirmish game. There's lots of detail on what people do. We're using the pre-generated characters, but you can also make your own characters, fill in your own character cards, and design dudes however you want. So the basic point cost for an adult is 10 points, and then they can buy upgrades, which are equipment, and skills. You actually deal out random skills to see what your skill set is before you buy your equipment. But we're using the pre-generated ones, so what we have here is we have 1, 2, 3, which is the three adults for 30 points, and a gen mod for another. He is 14, 15 because he has to buy his gen mod apparatus, but I can't spend the rest of my points to buy upgrades because I'm starting unequipped. So I have 45 points on the table. You've got another 50 points, so you've got 1, 2 adults for 20, 34, and then he was.
I think we guesstimated 9.
9, yep. So he's 40, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52 for all of your equipment cards. Yes, he was 7 points then, because that puts you at 50, which is fine. Stuff we do have is our skill cards. So she, for instance, is sure-footed. The Gen Mod Trust is a Gen Mod Lifter and Massive, so he has these 3 skill cards. And your skill cards will say what they do on them. So for instance, Massive, he can wield oversized equipment as if it was heavy. So like, if he was to find his crazy rock saw that he's armed with, it's not massive to him, it's only heavy, and it basically is 1 weight class lower. Same with Gen Mod. He has to buy this equipment piece because it regulates the drugs in the system. And if he loses it, there's penalties, so he goes down in like his movement and stuff. And you have all your stats, so number of actions you have per turn, so you have a little action dial here. And what you do is you turn it when you spend your actions. So he starts with 3, so that's what's facing up. Goes to 2, goes to 1 when he spends his actions, and then you flip it to 0. And you can do actions and reactions. It's a bit like Space Hulk. So when you activate, you can do actions, but then you can also passively spend actions to react to people. Like, literally, if you're hitting someone in the face, they can plead for mercy. That's a thing. We can beg for mercy. There's no mercy? All right. So you use one of your many stats over here to try and plead for mercy. I believe dealing is the stat that you plead for mercy with.
I think Wire Billings actually has mercy stenciled on.
Is that what's on there? Yeah. It's
I got more mercy for you.
Would you like some more mercy? And so that's kind of the anatomy of a card. So she has 3 actions to start off with. 3 wounds. I forgot to put out here. So you have a 3 wound card. You'll flip it to 2 wounds when you get wounded, and there's another chit for 1 wound. And then you can actually go to -1, -2, which is the bad. When you're critical to -2, you can't do anything, and you're probably going to die. There's effects, so if during the game, for instance, I was to somehow get tasered, I would put a tase thing down here and mark the fact that I was being electrocuted, which would be bad. Or, for instance, if I got lit on fire, the effects would go in here. And you can stack effects tokens to see what your sort of current effects are. And that's really it. So those are the anatomy of the cards. Your stats come up when they come up. So for instance, if you hit somebody, it's melee. If you're rolling for damage, it's strength. If you're shooting someone, and you just check the relevant stat when you're doing a skill. There's a whole bunch of skills you can do each turn. Whoop. Here's a quick reference sheet. So move actions, walk or climb. You can move your stat in inches once per turn. Dive roll, so you can go D3 inches and end prone, which is kind of neat. Go prone, stand up for an AP. Hustle or disengage, crawl, bump, climb. And these are all described in more detail in the rulebook. Jump, rush, or flash climb. So moving fast, striking, push guys. All the different combat actions. So hitting somebody is just your fists. Grabbing somebody, pushing them, shooting them, throwing them. And then interruptions. Now these are the ones, if you have remaining action points, you can use them to interrupt actions that are being performed against them. So assist, no check. A check performed by a character in base contact receives +1. So like if 2 guys are in melee, one of the other guys in melee can spend an AP to assist a strike. So you're holding him down while you hit him with a baton.
That sounds, I was going to say, that sounds more like breaker tactic. Mauling a guy and holding him down.
Catch or receive, so receiving a thrown object. So if someone, because you can literally throw equipment to people. So you can throw like a piece of equipment to somebody else. Defend. So melee check to hit, strength check to wound. So if someone attacks you, you can interrupt by defending yourself. Dodging, firing, which is a snap fire, sort of like an ARO in Infinity. You're shooting back with a -1 mod. Flee. Escape from a combat action by retreating D6. Impede, plead for mercy.
There's no mercy.
There's never going to be any mercy. Parry, so reactive throw, shoot check to throw at a -1 modifier. And then utility actions like breaking free from a grab, carrying things, which cost an AP. clearing a jam or reloading your gun, escaping restraints, first aiding somebody who's down, focusing to try and make an action easier to do, form up or leave a team, leadership check to form a team of up to 3 additional characters, leadership check to perform the action. All the characters in the team must perform their actions during the leader's initiative, so you can do things basically at the same time, kind of like a combined action in Infinity. And then pick up, hand inventory, so you can give things to people or pick them up, put them down, and then stand down. Dealing check to force target here to lose 1 AP. So literally the cops can yell at you to stand down and force people to lose an AP with an 8-inch like check to do it. That's the basic core premise of the game. Action points. Now the only other thing that's super important for you guys to know about is the initiative roll. So what happens is you put a card in for each model in the game. So actually we're not going to have 8 to start. We're going to have 6 to start because you've only got 2 guys on the table. And then you put in 1 reroll card for every 10 models that are in the game. And what happens is at the start of every turn, you deal everybody on the table a card, and the order that you go in for that turn is the deal. So we'll have cards 1 through 6 in the deck plus a reroll card, and what we'll start doing is we'll start dealing them onto the initiative drop for the person, and that'll be the order that we activate them in. First, we're going to deploy. That means the Black Squadron will deploy in this tile here. This is their deployment tile. They can go anywhere. Oh, it's shieldy time. Go push the button. And then we're going to deploy in our tile, which is over here. I'm feeling like it's time to go break into this and get some weapons. And we're going to rush. All right, so Jay's going to shuffle up and place out our initiative here. So, going last.
And he's my leader, so that's
Poor
great.
Overseer Billins.
Wicked.
So 6 and 4, which means I've probably got some pretty high initiative cards, and the reroll cards
And
also
the
still
reroll
in
card.
here. So it's going to be number 5 for Aries. So she's actually going to go in between Wire Billins and what's his face? Oh, the reroll card goes to Will.
That's Officer 2.
Which is cool. And then he draws another card. So he goes at 3. And that's going to mean that Trest goes first and Tala goes second. So that means Trest gets to go first because he has got 1 on initiative. So he's going to pick some actions to do. The first thing he's going to do is walk. Trest is going to spend an AP to go down to 2. And he's going to make a jump action to try and clear this obstacle. Now, if he rolls a 1 or a 2 for his D3 movement during the jump, he doesn't make it because he doesn't go far enough, but he rolls a 3+, he's going to get over top, and he does. So he's going to go 2 inches, whoop, and up on the other side.
Well, I don't care for that.
And then he's going to make a walk action for another AP and move over to this thing, like so. So he's going to go down to 1 AP, and his last AP, he's going to flip to 0, he's going to strike it. He has to make a melee test, it's a melee action, against the container to try and break it open. And he gets a +1 to hit it because it is considered to be prone, it's like an inanimate object. And that means normally when you make a test, you have to roll equal to or higher than your stats. So normally when he melees stuff, he rolls it on a 4+. But he gets +1, so it's going to be a 3+ here. And I miss. Because I rolled a natural 1 there, and you can actually go lower than 1. You can go to 0 and then -1. I did a stumble here. And that means that I go off balance 1. I would lose when you go off balance an AP, but I'm already at 0 AP, so he's all finished. I'll go to Tala, because Tala's got her activation. She's going to flip over, and she's going to do much the same thing. She's going to make a jump, D3, and she goes 2 again, so she'll jump over this obstacle, whoop, and then she'll walk. And then she's going to try and knock the door open too. Couldn't do it, maybe she can do it. She have to be at least strength 4 to do it though, and she's not, so she's not even able to knock that thing off. So she's down to 1 AP, but it's actually still kind of handy that she's there, because she can do an interrupt where she will assist. So the next person can maybe actually break it open. So yeah, no, unfortunately, actually that won't work because she doesn't add to the strength of the person. She would just make it easier to hit. So it's going to have to be the Gen mod that does it later on. And number 3 here, and that's going to be Will Colas, and he's going to activate. And he's going to do pretty much the same thing. He's going to try and jump. He needs a 5-6 to clear this barricade. Or I could do the climb, which is a walk. I'll just do that instead. So I'll spend 1 AP and go down to 2. And I'll walk 3 inches and climb over this thing as I go. I'm going to rush. Now, when you do a rush, you go D6 inches. And if you end in melee, you get to make a melee strike. So my second AP, I'm going to rush 2 inches, which isn't quite going to get me where I want to be. But it's going to let me be nearby to the alarm so you can't bring people in. And that puts him down to 1 AP. And it's over to you.
Officer Lamal Tulson.
Get him, Lamal Tulson. You do have a gun.
He does have a gun. So Lamal is going to use his crowd control repeater to control this crowd.
Probably a good idea.
So my range is 24 inches, so yeah, I'm good.
You're definitely good. I don't know if I can do any reactions. I could dodge.
You have an action point left, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't allow. It allows me to avoid combat. So it's a natural 1. You get +1 to the check because I get out of the way.
You can cry for mercy if you have an action point left.
I could.
Because it
cry for
stops my
mercy.
combat action, and you go prone if it succeeds.
Mercy when but then I go prone. I don't want to do that. And my other options are impede, no. Flee, agility, I have to retreat, I have to move away from you. Yeah, I think
Do you have to get out of range
just
when you retreat?
dodge that I could do here. I think my dodge test, he'll basically lose the action points as I duck out of the way, or I can move an inch to get out of melee combat. So I have a agility of 4, so on a 4+ will cost, he's going to spend his last AP and go to 0. We'll dodge, let's see if I get out of the way. Nope, I don't. But I don't fumble either, so you don't get any bonuses to hit me. Reroll! I'm going to spend my reroll. Whoop!
Oh, look at
and
you.
try and reroll that 4+. Get out of there! Yeah, and I get a 6. So I'm just going to cancel that combat action. Do it again.
Yeah, so Lamal's going to do it up again.
So he goes to 1. And you're going to spray.
And I'm going to spray.
Okay, and spray means you get D3 shots.
So it's D3 shots.
I'm out of actions here. So you get
That
2
is gonna be
shots.
2 shots.
And it's 2 shoot tests. 4. So a 4+ for the first one.
Oh, right.
Remember, fumbles bad. Hits.
And the
let's
second
see-
one?
And the second one hits.
Two
When you roll a wound in this game, you basically make a test against the weapon strength, and it's just like when you do a fumble roll. So if he succeeds, just a wound, does 1 wound to me. If he gets a 7, though, because he rolls a 6 followed by the critical roll, like the exploding dice, he can get an additional wound, and if he gets an 8, he can get an additional wound plus a push. So let's see what you get. 4+, because it's strength 4.
Nope.
Nope, you fail.
And then the second one.
And the second one is a 6,
6.
and then you roll a D2, which is D3 minus 1 for the second one.
Where's my D3?
There you go. It's a 1, so it's -1, so it's 0. So it's just a 6, which means it's a wound. So that's a wound, and then I also suffer off balance because you got a fumble there. But the nice thing is that the fumble did not. I'm already at 0 AP. Doesn't really matter. Wounds down to 2.
So I'm going to do
D3 shots again with spray. Sounds good. It's a 1.
1.
And you need a 3+ because
3.
we didn't realize you're under half range. You get +1 to hit. But you miss. The AP 0, and now it's over to the guy number 5, which is Ari Galen. She's going to do her walk climb action for 1 AP, which is move 3 inches, and she can clear the barricade. Into 2 AP. You've just got Biggins left, and he's a fighty guy. So we're just going
Very
to rush D6. Rushing D6. We go 6. And we're just going to rush over here, though, to the button. And be like, come get us. 1 AP left, and you've got Overseer Billins.
So Overseer Billins is good to go.
Yep.
All right. So he's going to spend his first action on a walk. Oops.
Get him.
So he's going to move 3.
Don't oppress us.
Oh, he's going to oppress you.
He's going to press so hard. It's going over the barricade. And then you could rush D6.
Then he's going to rush your Gen Mod.
Oh, he's going to rush the Gen Mod.
He's got his big boy pants on.
All right. Get him. So you got 1 AP. And you get a free strike at the end of your rush.
So my rush is going to be... Yeah, he's in.
He's
6
in
inches.
6 inches. So he's going to slam in. Woo! Go get him. Gen Mod's out of AP. Right, what happens is he doesn't get a free attack. I can't make interrupts when I get hit by a rush because you're going too fast. So you get 1 more AP and you can try and strike me.
And with my 1 AP... the shock baton and the riot shield are both dual wield.
Nice.
And they're both striking weapons.
Nice.
So I'm actually going to hit you twice with my 1 AP.
Sweet. You love hitting people with clubs.
I'm all about hitting people with clubs and then bashing them with my shock shield. That's the whole thing.
That's fair. So is it club first or shield first?
So we'll do shock baton first.
Okay, so what's your melee?
So my melee is 4.
4, gotcha.
So I need a 4 or better.
And there's no bonuses for this. Oh no, it's after a rush. I think you might get a bonus for that. Sorry, yeah, it's just uninterruptible. That's what the bonus is.
All right, so Billings is going to hit you with mercy.
4+.
So 4+. Not so
fumble.
much.
Uh-oh. You come off balance and lose a AP, but you have no AP left. Yeah. You don't want to drop your weapon or break the weapon because there's no modifiers here. So you can try and hit me again.
I thought if I fumbled, I didn't get.
I don't think so. No,
okay.
it's only you've lost an AP. You went off balance, but you didn't lose your second attack.
Trying to hit you with the riot shield.
Go for it.
So melee 4 still. Yep.
Cranks it, and it gets an additional D2 because you've got a 6 there. It's exploding.
Which is good because the strength in the riot shield is only 6, so I need to roll a 6 to get it in the first place.
It's gonna be
not so much.
So +1 becomes a 7, and that means strike at +1 is accurate +1. +1 to his strength tech now to wound me.
So it's 5.
Your strength 5, so that means you need a 4.
No, sorry, I was strength 6. So with the +1, I'm 5.
You got it. Oh, and it wounds. So I take a wound.
Bam!
Not my Gen Mod. All out of AP, and everyone is activated. So we're going to shuffle the activation deck again and see who goes first. Dealing out some initiative for the turn.
Yeah!
Oh, reroll for Billins.
So Billins. Yeah!
And he goes first. My poor Gen Mod.
There we go.
Going third, and then the remainder of the activations are going to be number 5, number 2. Oh, Will Colas, what you going to do, brother? Number 4, and number 6. Villains, you get to go first, and you've got the reroll.
All right. So, yeah, I'm just going to go sick house and start
Go sick house?
Yeah,
Do it.
I'm not even going to...
Not
We're
even
not going to get
try?
fancy.
All right, might
Does
as
the
well.
Gen Mod want to do any interrupts to save his life, I think is the word I'm looking for?
I think I'm better off going hit for hit here, probably. So the Gen Mod is going to try and hit you first by spending...
This is Hogan versus Macho Man in the corner
This is
on the ropes.
exactly what's happening. So now, I have options here. I could flee, I could defend, or I could parry. Defend means I hit you first. But unless I kill you, I don't stop you from hitting me. If I parry, what happens is I stop the attack incoming, and you lose an action for the turn too. So, I don't have a good agility though, but I do have a good melee, so we're gonna try and strike you. And just put some damage into villains. So, let's see if we can hit you. I'm melee 4. I do hit you, and then my strength on him is 4 as well. So let's see if I can wound you. I do wound you, so you take a damage, and then you spend your AP and hit me back. Melee weapons, you are a super goon. And you have a reroll too. So your melee is...
So 4+ on the shock baton.
Hit him. No, it fumbles. What happens? Lose an AP because you're off balance from the strike. So your AP... Oh, we have a reroll.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, use your reroll. Probably a good idea. Roll another 1. Do it. Roll another 1.
So we're going to try and unfumble it.
Unfumble it.
Oh,
You're the best. I love you, Billings. You go down in action. And then you still get hit with the shield, though. 4 hit with the shield. And he'll hit.
So he'll hit.
And it's strength 6, though. So 6 to wound.
Okay.
1 action left.
We'll then use to goon you again.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm actually... do I go next? I do go next. So I'm not going to defend against this. Oh, no, I do go next. I'm not going to defend against this. Go for it.
Yeah, because if you don't defend, you'll get 2 chances to pop
That's
up from
right.
the crate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 to hit with the shock baton. Come on, shock baton.
Do a shock baton.
You're the worst.
You're the
shock
best.
baton.
You're the best shock baton. So it's another fumble, and that means that he'll lose an AP if he had one, but he doesn't have one.
Attack every single attack. The shock baton has been a fumble. So
Maybe
far.
put some batteries in your shock baton, man. I don't know what to tell you. And then you do it again.
So 4+ with the ride shield.
Nope. We're gonna go over to number 2, which is Will Colas, and he is going to. You don't have an AP left, so there's no point in rushing you. I'm gonna spend 1 AP and just walk over to you. We're just gonna get into melee, and we're gonna try and punch you. We'll go down to 1 AP and we'll strike you. Shield only works if he has interrupt actions left, so he's not gonna get any bonuses here. So I have to use my strike. I'm melee 4, so 4+. I'm gonna miss. I will use my last AP to do it again, and go to 0. On a 4. No, I fumbled.
Oh, your turn. It's your turn.
And I lose my AP, which I don't have, so I just go to 0 AP. It's over to you. You've got Mr. Rubber Bolt Man. Now remember, if you shoot in a melee, you have to randomize who you hit.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that.
Just do it. Shoot yourself in the back. Come on. Come on. Come push the button. Come fight crazy lady.
So, Ramal Tulson.
First AP.
First AP. He'll just calmly walk over that barricade.
He didn't care. He's fine.
He's all right.
Hello. Hello, how are you? Spraying time?
He will spray her with rubber bullets.
All right, well, I'm going to try and dodge. So if I can dodge, I have a thing called... oh, no. Sure-footed only works for rush attacks. So I have an agility, however, of 4. So on a 4+, I'll dodge the attack. And I do. So you lose that AP. It goes down to 2.
Okay.
And then you've got your second AP, or sorry, your third AP.
Third.
You want to try and shoot me again?
Oh, wait, that is my third.
No, that was your second AP. Yeah, now it's your third AP.
Move,
So
shot. Yes. So I'm going to try and shoot you.
dodge some more shots, and I'm going to try and dodge you again. And I don't. So this one will go through.
So this
I'm at
is
1
the
AP.
spray.
Yep.
Two shots.
Tolson's-
Shoot 4, so he's +1, so
Yep.
he hits on 3s.
Below half range. And he's going to miss.
A miss.
You're the best, Officer Tolson. Yeah. Once. And
Black Squadron!
Strength 4.
Strength 4.
So you need a 4 wounds. And big numbers get you crazy things. Nope, no wounds. She's fine. Not brought rubber bullets. So the Black Squadron's done, and it's going to be back over to my team. Number 4 is going to be Trust. We're trying to punch the lock. He's melee 4. We just have to hit it. And what we'll do is we'll have an assist. We'll have her interrupt because she's also in base to base with it, and spend an action. Go down to 2, and he'll get +1 to hit, so he'll hit on a 3. 3+. Yep, we do. So we're going to smash open the lock. We've got 1 AP left on him.
Oh, hold on, miners. There's no call for stealing mining property.
He's going to try and hit your dude. We're not going back to the camp, son. We're not going back to the camp. So we're going to try and hit him. It's on a 4+, melee 4. And we don't. It's going to be Ari Galen. 1 AP left. and she's just gonna try and dance with you. So she's gonna move into melee, like so, just to keep you from shooting her again. Like bullets to the face, so she's done. And then last but not least is Tala. Tala's got 2 AP. She's gonna spend 1 to enter the container, and then 1 to start rooting around. Abilities are gonna help with that. Tech savvy doesn't help here at all, but she does have to make a perceive check, and she's perceive 5. That extra AP, she could try and make the perceive check better, but she doesn't, so it's 5+. Nope, doesn't spot anything useful in the container. Doing for initiative.
Okay, wire villains. Yes!
Oh, I gets to reroll again. And
4.
He's going 4th. That's not the worst thing.
And Lamal Tulson.
3rd. Oh, somebody's going first. Who's going first? It's Airy. Oh, I'm gonna hit you so hard. Then Will Cullis is going last. Magen Mod's going 2nd. And we've got you. All right, so going first, Airy. She's in melee with Mr. Officer Lamar Tulson. Straight up try and punch you to death. So my first action is gonna be a strike. Do you want to interrupt? Figured you would.
I'm gonna parry.
That's cool.
So this is an agility check to avoid the attack, and you would lose 1 AP.
That's right, if it succeeds.
So agility for Lamal Tulson is
5?
5.
All right, 5+. Parry. Yep, and a 1 AP, and we'll try and strike you again to go to 0.
Oh, and I used an AP. Oh,
you did use an AP? Stupid thing. Yep, try and parry because he needs his 2 AP, he thinks. So I'm going to try and hit you.
He's got his protective sunglasses on, he's fine.
You'll be fine, and your smoky hat. So I'm on a 5 to hit you. I missed. So then number 2 is going to be Trust the Gen Mod, and he's going to start swinging. So he's going to punch Billins with an assist from Will. Will is going to drop down an AP to assist that as well as interrupt. You get bonuses to parries and dodges because of your riot shield. Do you want to try and do one of those?
So I'm going to try and parry.
Okay, sounds good.
And because of my riot shield, I get +2, so I need a 3 or better.
Nice. I actually don't think I assist yet because I assist when I make the action. So go ahead and try and parry, and if I do succeed to get the action off, then I'll use my assist.
So I succeeded, so the action fails and you lose.
And I lose an AP, so I'm going to go to 1 AP. I'll use my last action on Trust, and he's going to try and hit you again. Do you want to try and parry again?
I'm going to try and parry again, actually.
All right, on a 4+.
No, 3+.
3+, that's right, yeah, because you get bonus for the shield. No, you fumble! You're exposed +1, so I get to actually hit you.
The opposite of good.
Yes, you don't want that. So I get a +1 hit now, so I'm hitting on a 3. I will support with Will, so I'm hitting on a 2 here. See if I hit you. Kablam! So I get a 5 total, 6 total, which means I get to actually make the D3 roll. So it's going to be a 7-8 for my strike. It means that on a strike, you take a accurate +2, so it's going to be a +2 to the damage roll now, and I'm strength 4. 2 to the dice roll. I get a 4, so I do actually win. You take a wound, so it wouldn't have wounded normally, but the +2 got. Trust all finished. It's over to you because I got 5, 6 left.
So we're activating Lamal Tulson.
Get him. Get 2 actions left.
Right. So action number 1 is going to be he's going to push her.
Oh,
which,
okay.
Actually, the way it's worded, it looks like the whole thing is you kind of like drag her through you.
Drag her through. Sounds good.
So this is a strength check.
Sounds good.
And if I'm successful, I don't get the +1 bonus. If I'm successful, you're forced to stumble. So then you're basically going to just like run another D3 inches down the hallway.
Sounds good. Strength test. And you are strength
5+.
5+. Nope, you fumble. Uh-oh.
Full.
So you stumble during the push, and that means you go D3 inches directly away from me. So you shove me, and I just shove you back. Yeah! You also lose an AP, and you go to 0. So
I'm
you
done.
just stumble, and yeah, fall. Billins, what you got, Billins?
Billins doesn't got that much now.
Billins got 1 AP left.
All right, so he is going to... Sorry, that dude's your leader, right?
Yep, he's my
All
leader.
right, well, now I need to make an example of him.
Do it. He's got 2 AP left.
All right, so I am just going to strike at him.
All right, well, I'm going to defend and just punch you first. Try and knock you out because you only want 1 AP left. I'm melee 4, so on a 4+, I crank you. Whoa!
Oh!
Oh, and it's big, so it's a 7 now, and I'm strength 5. I get a 6. It turns into a extra wound, so you take a wound, I just crank you in the face.
-1.
Bad for me, because you're going to lose a VP. So I just cracked you in the face, and you went down to the ground. It might look like Billins is down for the count, but he's going to make a recovery roll every turn to see if he comes back. I can loot his corpse, which is going to be more fun.
Not technically a corpse.
His unconscious body. So I get to activate Tala next. She's number 5, and she's going to make a perceive check to try. Well, sorry, first she's going to spend 1 to focus, down to 2, and she has to make a psyche check. Now she's already focused, so she gets +1 to her psyche check because she was inspired by Will. So her psyche is 5, goes to 4, and she passes because of the +1. And that means that now she's going to spend an AP for a perceive check, which will get +1 to try and find something cool inside here. And if I roll a 7, I find something super cool. So I have to roll a dice, I get a 4 total, and that means I can look on the chart and see what I find. So on a 4, I find a shovel. So I've got a shovel now. She's armed with a shovel, and that means for her last AP, she's gonna exit this thing over here and be like, I'm the shoveler. And Will's last, Will is going to
Be the spleen.
He is the spleen. He's just gonna spend his 1 AP, and he's gonna take your shock baton, because you're on the ground unconscious.
That's the worst.
Give me the shock baton. Yes. He's done now too. So we've successfully found some equipment, and I think it's now time to run. But you get to make a recovery roll to see if Billings wakes up. So you make a recovery check, and if you do it, you get a wound back.
Looking for 5 for Billings.
Nope. And he fumbles his recovery check. Fumbled it. His conditioning has worked. He takes another wound, and that means he no longer gets to make recovery rolls. And I'm -1 VP because dude's spine was broken. Oh. I am sorry. We've decided apparently that breaking your spine was necessary for the good of the people. These aren't looking great for Lamal. So we've now got your. Oh, sorry. You know what we forgot to do is roll D3 for which of these is the exit. It's this one. So now the cool thing is, as soon as I start running for the door, that's when you get to go push the button. So I need to get out of here as your reinforcements arrive. Let's see who's going first.
Oh, sorry, that's...
And we've removed the number 6 because there is no number 6 anymore. It's going to be Ari Galen first.
Oops.
Then it's going to be Trest. Then it's going to be Will Colas. And then it's going to be Tala. And Tala's getting a reroll this turn. Going first. Oh, geez, what do we want to do? Well, we don't want her, we just want her to go find stuff and throw you away. So I like the idea of pushing you, but I also like the idea of running away, and I also like the idea of going and finding things in here. So what she's going to do is she's going to take a walk, and she's going to walk over to here. 3, it has to be a climb because I have to climb over you. We're just going to walk this way. We're going to get out of dodge. She's going to try and just escape. Second AP, she's going to rush D6. Pace! We're on 5. So she's going to rush 5 more inches and head over to this barricade. Behind the wall. She'll set her last AP because she doesn't like the idea of being shot. That gives her a dodge. This is going to go. He's going to spend an AP to enter this thing. Whoop. And that takes him to 2 AP. He is focused already, so he's going to make a psyche check to try and focus again. He's near Will. He gets +1 to his psyche rolls. And gets a 5, so he passes. So now he's going to get +1 to his perceive roll. And his perceive is 5 to see what he finds in there. He gets a 4 and he fails. He's now at 0 AP and he's inside the container. And it's going to be Will. Will, what do you want to do? You have a shock baton. I think you just run. We just go. We go 3. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Whoop. And then we're going to rush D6 because it's time to get a dodge. We're going to go 5 more. We're going to rush around the corner. Whoop. And hide behind these barrels. Oh, you! What are you doing there, right, Mr. Man?
So, Lamal's going to move forward 3, I think.
And push the button.
And push the button.
All right, so it goes to 2.
So 2 for the move, 1 for pushing the button. And I still got time to shoot somebody.
You do? You can try and shoot her?
As a menacing shovel.
She does have a menacing shovel, so she's been an AP to dodge. She is agility of 4. And we're in with 6. 7, 8. Super action for a dodge is... I get to make an additional interrupt action. So I could dodge again. No actions left. So what else could I do as an interrupt? No other really reaction I need to do right now, so I'm just going to keep that as it is. It's over to her. She's going to move 3 and come around the corner here. Like so. And then she's going to rush D6. So the problem is the chippers are coming in any table edge. And she's going to go 3 more with a rush action. And head over here. It's turn. So it's back over to dealing for the arrivals. But you've also got new people on the board. Recovery phase, they get placed. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Zer's just where he needs to be now. And the drone. Well, it's a good thing we armed ourselves. Now we have to fight the giant gen mod blocking the escape route. All right, we're dealing out our reserves. So what do we got here?
All right, so we'll start with Tulsin.
Get him, Tulsin. He's going last. Well, not quite last,
Okay.
but close to last.
My surveillance drone is getting ready to surveil you. Oh, it's going to surveil you a lot.
Which means tase, by the way,
And
guys.
sir. Yeah. Oh, man.
This might not be a good thing. Let's see. So the remaining ones are going to be... Ale Gary's going at number 5.
Gary.
Reroll for Trest. Oh, that's going to be handy because he's going to look for stuff at 4. And then 3 is Will Colas. And I'm probably guessing number 7 is going to be Tal. Sir, what you want to do? You're going first. Come get some. Come get some. We're just going to run by you.
I'm actually pretty sure he can pick crap like the barricades up and throw them.
I'm sure he can too. Where are you going to go? You're move 4?
All right, so he's going to take a run at these guys.
All right. What's his move?
4.
Ooh. I like that your gen mod's just better than my gen mod. He's not a slave.
No, we paid extra for him.
You gonna pick up some barrels?
No, I think I'm going to come running over that.
All right.
I'm going to jump over that.
You do a jump? All right, so you have to jump at least 2 inches. So it's a D3, you have to get a 3+. Because you need at least an inch or 2 inches to clear the barricades. So 3+. You do. You go 4 inches. So you can just jump over here. You can engage both or one, or
Just
how do you
the
want to do it? Okay, sounds
I'm
good.
not greedy.
Last AP.
I have 2 dual wielding shock gauntlets.
fists. Uh-oh.
So I'm just going to.
I think, Will, you're not feeling great. I have a shock baton, though, so I could parry, or I could try and do something. I'm going to parry. Agility test, and I'm agility 4. So if I parry, you lose your attacks. 4+. Nope, I'm going to fail. So I lose an AP, and you get to punch me twice. Punch pretty bad right now. Right in the life. Not where I want to get punched.
So it's melee 4.
Do it! Cranks me.
And you strength 4, but the shock gauntlets give him +1, so it's 3+.
So 3+ to wounds. So you get a 6, roll again. You get a 6, 7. So what's the 7 on a strike? Wound. I'm at 0. I'm unconscious. Down. Will's down. You can continue to punch me while I'm down, but you don't want to because you suffer a -1 VP. I know. It's so wrong. I know you want to, but you can't. You can't. I know we're property, but you can't damage the property. It doesn't feel right to not oppress me as hard as you could possibly oppress me. I understand. I understand the difficulties here. So next up is number 2, and that's going to be your drone. You're going to go, droney.
So the drone's going to hang where it's at. Oh, no, I want to be within half distance.
Yeah, you want to be within 3. So take a walk for 1 AP. I'm going to get tased. Please, return to your cells. Return to your cell. I'll get cover if we go over there, though. There you go.
All right.
Please, return to your cells. Return to your cells.
Arc discharger.
I'm going to get arc discharged. That's not good.
So I am shoot 5.
Shoot 5.
+1
plus 1 for range.
Up close, so that's 4.
And it's a 6. Roll again. And nothing. So it's just a 6. So it's just a wound. 4. No bonuses for accurate because they didn't get the bonus there. So strength 4 is...
One is shock, whatever that.
Shock. Oh, no, sorry. You did get a 6 technically. So you did get +1 accurate. So you get +1 for shock, +1 for accurate, so you're +2 to your roll. +2 wound, but he gets a 1. That's only a 3, so it actually fails. Because you did get +2 to it, so it's not a natural, it's not a fumble.
Final action?
Yep.
I'm going to tase you again.
Tase me one more time.
Sorry. Surveil.
Surveil. Do I want to do any kind of reactions here? No, I'm good. I'm good.
What are you reacting to? You're just being surveilled.
I'm just being surveilled, that's true. Shoot me. So +1?
So yeah, so 4.
Nope. Oh, that wasn't good. And Will's not feeling great either, so it's over to me. You've got Gunman left. Number 3 is going to be Will, but Will's unconscious, so he doesn't get to do anything right now. So it's going to be over to number 4. Number 4 is going to be my gen mod. Just going to try and search. He's got a psyche of 5, but he's got a reroll available. So he gets a fumble. We're going to reroll that with my reroll.
My brain
That's
hurts.
still lose another action because of that. So I'm going to go down to 1 action left, and we'll just search one more time. See if we can find something. And get a 3, which is nothing. Galen's gonna go. She is super unexcited about Zer being there. Zer is not her friends. And therefore she is going to start running. She's gonna go 3 over the top. Oop. 1, 2, 3. And then she's gonna go D6 for the rush.
I'm going over the top.
She goes 6 more, and she's off the table. Peace. And then last but not least is going to be your Mr. Bullets. You shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in half range, but I'll get some cover this
Spray
time.
bullets at her.
Go for it.
Okay.
It's -1 for cover, and then +1 for short range. It's just straight shoot
First
roll.
up is number bullets.
D3 shots.
So 5. Or 3. I'm sorry. 3.
Yep, 3. And then hitting on 5s, 4s, sorry. Because you're plus 1, minus 1 recover. Yep.
So
First one, misses.
Miss.
Second one. Uh-oh, and then how big? Keep going.
that's a big time hit.
It is plus nothing, so it's just
regular hit,
It's
and
plus it's plus 1 to your damage roll. So do your damage roll right now.
Damage roll. Okay.
And strength 4 plus 1 goes to 3, no damage. And then your last shot is a hit. And then what kind of damage? No damage. First action, I'm not super excited about this. I kind of want to flee. I can agility check to escape combat by going D6. She's going to try and flee with an agility of 4. She's going to fumble, which means she's going to lose an additional AP. Stumble D3, actually. I go 3 inches. Straight forward.
I'll help you.
Just the wall. Yep, and I'll lose an AP. Attack's going to be how many shots? 2 shots this time? So yeah, my stumble forward went right into the wall, so I didn't actually go anywhere, but I did lose an extra AP there. And you'll be
Zor will help you.
Same as before on 4+.
Miss.
Second one. Fumbles. What happens with the fumble? Gun's jammed. So you'll have to spend, I think, an action to unjam the gun.
Which I guess I'll do.
Okay. Jam uses D3 AP, though. It's a variable AP,
so I can't.
Roll to see how many it is. A reload's only 1 AP, but a clear jam. If you roll 1 or 2, it clears. Otherwise, nope, you need 1 more AP to do it. We'll just carry it over, because I think you don't roll until you do it. Because it could be 1 AP or not 1
So
AP.
just keep that in mind for next turn.
Yeah. Oh! Tal, you're not doing great. You need to get out of there. You're going to walk 3 and hope you get a high initiative roll this turn. So you're just going to walk 3 around you and not engage because you have no AP to do things. It's everybody done. So we have to make a recovery roll for the boss. His recovery is 5. It doesn't get worse, but it doesn't get better. He's still unconscious. 1 less card for initiative now because I am down. Actually, no, it'd still be 7 cards because you had all your guys show up. Oh, no, yeah, it's 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there you go.
So it's 6 cards plus the
The
reroll
reroll.
cards.
You got it. Yep.
Okay,
And we'll deal it out.
Tolson.
Going number 6. Uh-oh.
Surveillance drone.
That's pretty good. And Zer is the important one. Don't go first. Don't go first.
1.
Don't go first.
2.
Oh, I need her to go first. I really need her to go first. Sorry, we are down a card, so we'll have to discard one of these cards and just still go in order because Will doesn't generate any cards this turn.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be 5 for Trest and 1 for Tala. And this will go away and she'll get the reroll. Tala, it's your jam. You're going first and you got a reroll. So you're going to go 3 inches and clear this barricade. You're just getting out of here. We're abandoning Will. I'm sorry, Will. You're a great leader. You're a hero to our people. And then you're going to roll for a rush move. And go 3 and she's off the table. So she's finished. It's on to number 2. And that's going to be Zer. Where you want to go, Zer? What you going to do? Over to the container?
Container fight.
Container fight. That's how this is going to be. I see it.
Zer is going to walk
4 inches.
4.
Because he's crazy fast.
Oops. And I guess I can't rush around a corner. That's
Sure you can.
silly.
Yeah, you can. You can rush any direction. It's just if you end in base to base, you do stuff.
So I'm going to spend another action point to try and rush around blindly into the container.
Do it. D6, and then it's an AP to enter the container. So you go 2. That's enough to get you to the door. And then it's an AP to get in.
So 1 more.
And you got 1 AP left, and we're both fighting inside a container now. It's Gen Mod Royal Rumble. Rockin', don't come a knockin'.
It's like giant hobo fight.
It's like a giant hobo fight inside the container.
Shot gauntlet time.
Just punch him. Okay.
I can't remember. Did he find a weapon?
He did not find any weapons
Sweet.
yet. No, there's nothing there. So I'm just going to try and parry.
Okay.
I'm just going to have to suck it up because all of my options here are pretty bad. I'm better off with you having no AP left. So go ahead and punch me.
Okay.
Double shock fists. Melee.
Melee 4.
All right, hit him. Missed and fumbled. Balance loses an AP, but he still gets a second action because you're at 0 AP. And it's the best. We have the best container. All right. I need you to do stuff now, Trust, because I think it's your turn.
Nope.
No, it's not. It's
Surveillance
Droney.
drone.
Get him, Droney. Get him, Droney. Taser's got a tase. 8 on that thing, which is crazy fast. And I guess you just wait there
He's
for me to
just
walk
gonna
out. Yeah, it makes sense as the crate rocks. It doesn't say I can't look for weapons while I'm engaged, so I'm going to spend an AP just to try and look for a weapon before I do anything else. Nope.
Ooh,
I do not find a weapon, so I lose another AP because that check went bad. I'm just going to try and, I think, leave. It's D3 to leave base to base, and then I'll need to make an AP later to actually get out of the thing. So I'm going to leave base to base 2 inches. Whoop! And then next turn, if I have an AP, I'll be able to get out of there. Recovery roll. Sorry. Bullets.
Okay, so we're going to activate Lamal.
Yep.
He's going to spend 1 AP to finish clearing his jam.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And then he's going to move So sorry, are you coming out of that end of the container, or is there?
No, it'll be the same door that we opened. There's
okay.
only one side that's gonna be open.
Huh. Oh, I can't do that then.
You can, yeah.
All right.
You can just
I'm gonna
wait
move up.
and just wait.
And I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Recovery test for Will. Do it. You need a 5. Nope. Doesn't get worse though. And now it is new turn. So we're gonna put our cards in. Start shuffling. Let's see what we can see.
Okay.
Deal it out.
Lamal, come on, number 1. Reroll.
It's a reroll. That's cool.
Number 3.
Not terrible.
The drone. Drone's up first.
John's going first.
Zur.
Oh, it's
There you
going to be me. All right. Well, it's gonna be your droney first.
Drone will go join the container party.
Move in, so 2 AP to get inside, and he's done. Finished, but he's now inside the container with everybody. And we're gonna spend an AP to exit the container. Oh no, we don't. Yeah, we go second. Gonna exit like this. Then we're gonna go 3 inches for our second AP. 1, 2, 3. Move over here. Whoop. And then we're gonna rush D6.
Come on, 1.
Oh, so we're kind of trapped. I'm going to get shot a whole bunch.
This is also the part where you have no actions to dodge.
I have nothing left to dodge.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Who's going next? It's going to be Billings.
No, it's Tulsa.
Right, Tulsa,
Billings is
right?
still having a nap.
Billings is in a perma nap.
Okay.
Billings is the reason I only have 2 victory points right now. 3 shots.
Yeah, so action number 1.
Yep. Shoot like crazy.
So that's going to be 3 shots.
3 shots, okay. So short range, no cover, you hit on 3s. First one.
Oh my god, I do.
You do. And you have a reroll. 3s.
And I do too.
You have a reroll.
I'm going to let it go.
Okay.
I'm save the
Second
reroll
one.
when I hit a fumble.
That's true. Nice
Now I'm using the
reroll.
reroll.
Yeah. Reroll goes away. 3s. There you go. And you
crit
get to roll again. And it's nothing. So it's just a 6. So it will be +1 accuracy. So it's 4 goes to 3 to wound. That's a 2, so it doesn't wound. That was your first round of shooting.
No, that was my second shot.
That was your second
That was a
shot.
reroll,
Right?
so I saw the third shot from
Yep,
this.
third shot from this AP. And it hits.
That's a hit.
And then
Regular
that's
circle.
actually a 6 because it was +1 to hit.
Oh, right, sorry.
So roll again. D3. So it becomes a 7, so it's still accurate +1. Accurate +1, yeah. So it's a 3, so it won't do anything. Number 1.
Action number 2.
Shoot me again.
Do more.
Out of
So
rerolls now,
here's the
though.
burst.
2 shots. So +1 to hit, so hitting on 4s, but with +1.
So 3s.
That's a 6,
That's
so
a
roll
crit.
again. Becomes just a 6.
Yep. So,
No bonus, it's just
no
a
bonus,
4
a 4.
plus, yep. It'll wound, so
a
take a wound. Left on my man Trust.
second shot from that burst.
Do it.
So 3.
Nope.
Sorry. So
Uh-oh.
That's a fumble.
That's a fumble, so that's going to be a... you become jammed.
Meaning I actually
Yep.
clear the jam, but we'll see how many
It's
actions it
D3.
takes.
It'll cost you D3. It's 3
So
this time.
I'm going to have 2 actions extra I have
Left.
to apply to it after
You
this.
got it. Clock.
Zrrr.
So 1 to exit,
So 1 to exit.
and then you could rush me, so I can't interrupt you, but it doesn't even matter because I can't interrupt anyway. So you just walk over and
Yeah, I'm
start
just going to
punching.
walk over and punch you.
So 2, and then 3 to punch. It's true. You're
So,
a traitor to our gen modding.
And then
Punches
2
for
punches.
1 action. That's right. So 4s.
Melee 4.
First one. Misses.
Nope.
Second one. Hits.
Hits.
And it's strength.
Strength is going to be 3 because it's +1 with the shotgun.
+1 is the shotgun, so that's right. Becomes a 7. Roll again. Becomes just a 7. So 7 is an additional accurate, which means you get +1 to damage me.
Sorry, that was,
Well, that was your damage roll,
I
so
did.
it's +1 wound. So I take 2 wounds. I'm at -1 wound now. Uh-oh. Hurt me pretty hard there. So he is out at -1, which is going to suffer you a VP. Roll time. It's the end of the turn. If nobody,
so worth
if nobody it was so worth it. If nobody wakes up, the game's over. So for my man Will, nope, Will's out still. And then for actually, it won't even matter because you'll still be down. He'll just recover.
Lay him down.
He does recover 1, so he goes to 0 wounds, which actually is good for you because you don't lose the VPs. So he's going to go to unconscious. Everybody's out, so what's going to happen
2
is
escaped and I captured 2.
you've got 2 captured for 2 VPs, and you sound the alarm, which I think gives you 1 as well. So at the end of the game, scoring, you've restrained 2 downed breakers, and that's going to be worth 2 VPs, and you sound the alarm for 3. I have 2 guys off for 1 each and a piece of equipment off for another 1, but I unfortunately criticaled him, and that means that I'm at -1, so it's going to be 3-2 at the end of the game.
Violence was never the answer, Revolt.
If he hadn't woken up, I would have won. No, I would have tied. So there it was, our first game of Broken Contract. We managed to get 2 of the miners off, but we didn't win because we broke your spine.
Victory to the good guys.
The good guys. Order's been maintained. Order's been maintained. Unfortunately, Trest and my leader down and out at the end of the game and not recovering, and that meant that it was a end of game. If one of them managed to stand up, I could have potentially won, but...
What do you mean down and out? They're back in the box. We keep them in when they're not taking rocks out.
When they're not making big rocks into smaller rocks, they're back in whatever cages they're kept in.
They've been put back in their box
games.
to be maintained in near mint condition.
Near mint condition. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. A lot of fun. The options were pretty endless. It felt like a bit of a cross between a Super Dungeon Explorer kind of board game where you're moving around and picking things up and using loot, like the control cards felt very familiar in that way. And then a standard miniature game where you're using AP to track a movement and stuff like that in inches. So a lot of fun to try out. Miniatures are great. If you want to check out the rulebook crowdfund, it'll be linked in the video description below. And these miniatures are all available right now. We'll link the web store as well. So thanks for watching. Thanks, Jay, for coming out and playing it with me.
Man.
Thanks, Nick, for letting us check it out. We'll see you next time. To let him ash, this is Jay. Happy programming.